Welcome everyone to another episode of the Definitive Crusade. I am your host, Johnny the Machine Hughes, and joining me this time around we have Freya. Freya, how's it going?
It's going great.
Excellent. How's the snow your way? Do you have any? Because we're getting it at this precise moment as we speak.
We had snow, but it stopped and now it's melting off except up near the mountains, and we're having avalanches everywhere. So that's fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And also joining us from across the smaller pond, Tracy, how's it going?
All is good, my dear. All is good.
All is good. Excellent.
We got a bit of snow too.
Excellent. No avalanches yet, though.
No. We only get slush, so there's not enough for avalanches.
Oh, well, get some cups, make snow cones, you're all there.
I'm telling you. Just don't eat the yellow snow.
That's right. That's right, kids. Don't eat yellow snow cones, whatever you do. All right. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to talk about a book that has been a long time coming. Whoa, at last, we have got the Doomsday Clock, hashtag number 9 of 12. It seems like it's been going on for 12 years. If I had a clock that was this slow, I'd get its battery changed at warp speed. So, written by Jeff Johns, by Gary Frank, I should say. Colours, for some reason, DC don't seem to be promoting the hell out of the colorist on this, but I'm assuming it's Brad Anderson, who's done the previous issues. Letters, take a guess. Thanks, DC. You're not giving anybody any credit there whatsoever. Who would like to start this off? So I have to pick someone. Is that what you're saying? I have to be the bad guy.
You tell us what you thought, Johnny.
Nope. I always save mine till I save that till last.
Yeah, but
Tracy,
maybe you should change it up a bit and do it at the front.
Nope, ladies first. Tracy, off you go.
Oh man, it just like you said, it seems like this has been going on so long that I completely forgot what was happening in the whole series, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe it'll be good. And then it's like, oh, they're just giving us every single person that's ever been in a DC book, and it's crap.
Don't mince your words now. Come on.
I never do. Look. I was so excited when we reviewed the very first Doomsday, and I was so excited. It was something that I was personally really looking forward to, and because of all the pushbacks and the waiting, and this is a 12-part series, and I cannot wait till it's over because I don't want to hear any more about it because it's subpar. There's so many good things that could be done with it, and they're just missing the mark every single time.
So the question is, which will come first, Brexit or Doomsday Clock number 12?
Brexit.
Not
and the 2020 US elections. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Now, some of the illustrations are really cool, and I like them. Just there's so much. It's very wordy. So they're doing their 9-panel pages and whatever, but people's faces are being squished because of the amount of dialogue that they're throwing into it. And then they have other pictures that are just there's one picture in particular, and it's like a green splurt into the sky. We didn't need it.
Well, Guy Gardner got really excited. That's all I'm saying.
Somebody got very excited, I'm telling you. They all seem to be exploding.
Yeah.
So as I said, some of the illustrations are great, some of them aren't, but it's word heavy. It doesn't seem to go anywhere. My favourite bit is when somebody made a reference to putting some trousers on the blue man. And
Yeah,
I think that's the only bit I laughed at.
Well, it's really cold on Mars apparently, so he's got to keep warm somehow.
People don't care about his, but Batman does it, and it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a difference.
Size is all. That's
what they said. How come, right? How many seconds are we into recording and this happens?
Yeah, well, because we started with you, that's why.
I know, I'm sorry.
Freya, save us from this double entendre hell. Help the readers out. Is there a story to the Doomsday Clock? Because
I have no idea, honestly. I'm just as confused as Tracy, and I've been keeping up with it, even though it's really boring me. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's book 9. I really don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, so at least we know Dr. Manhattan's around on Mars, I guess. And yeah, I don't know why there's different like versions of different characters from different worlds, and it's just,
that's a good show.
it doesn't make sense, and it's just a whole clusterfuck of things. I don't know.
Fuck. Lord.
It just seems weird. I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah. I know that all I remember is that Superman is the dumbass that essentially screwed everything up. And that's about it. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, so I agree with you. I started reading this book, and it's been so long. I was like, have I missed something? Why is Bats hospitalized? What's going on? And I was like, oh yeah, there was that whole Firestorm thing, right? And then now I'm back with it. There are inconsistencies. You're absolutely right. Why? So you've got like the pre-Burnside Batgirl. And there you've got Dick Grayson as Blue Nightwing. You've got Red Hood in there. You've got Batcow if you look really closely.
I threw everything but the kitchen sink in. There was no Batmite though. I was really pissed off.
Well, you never know.
There to be a bat. Well, actually, that would make things less confusing.
You know what I mean? Like they put every other character that they could.
Yeah, you even see Stargirl hitting on
Yeah.
Hitting on.
So why is there no Hey DC, why is there no Batmite?
Yeah.
Hashtag where's Batmite?
Yeah.
Get it trending, people. Get it trending.
So the inconsistencies, I've got a couple of theories. All right. So by now, Convergence, which was a far long time ago, far in the past, it comes to light. It probably was Dr. Manhattan messing around things, not Brainiac. All right. So could what we be seeing be remnants of the Convergence worlds coming through? Who's to say just because it's in the same issue that they're all from the same place? Is it Dr. Manhattan's time meddling because he's been doing it with Firestorm, moving him left, right, and center? I don't know. Or is it just inconsistency? I don't know. I really don't know. The art, for me, I don't know. It seems like Gary Frank is trying to imitate Dave Gibbons, especially when he's drawing Dr. Manhattan, which is fine. I totally get that. It's that it just feels that if you've got somebody of Gary Frank's skill level and capability, why are you getting him to carbon copy people? And here's a question for you: do you think the 9-panel page in the 12-issue cycle that they're trying to emulate from the original Watchmen book, is that having a detrimental effect on this as a whole?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be better served to have been like a 6-issue run? Or even an 8-issue run?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't need to be. Yeah, there's, as I said, there's panels that are so stuffed with stuff, then there's panels with nothing. Like, what is the point?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm surprised Freya hasn't picked up on the fact that so many people look over-inked. I mean, there's a panel of Supergirl shouting, and she's got more frown marks than Granny.
Yeah,
Goodness.
I kind of realized I didn't get into that when you started talking, but yeah, it is way over inked in a lot of aspects. Like, and some people don't even look like themselves.
True that.
And
agreed.
it's mostly Supergirl. They're having some issues with her face. This entire issue. Like, I think it's because they're trying to do too much in such a limited amount of space with, the 9 panels or whatever. But it's not working for them. They need to tone back. They shouldn't have had everyone show up for one thing. Like, It doesn't work. You could have had like the A-listers and maybe some of the B's and C, but this is essentially everyone. And it
except Wonder Woman for some reason.
Oh yeah, she's back on Earth with the whole Trinity's on Earth, honestly. Batman I don't think
true.
Taking his bat ship without asking him for something good. They did. He's been in a coma. They're like, Batman will be fine with it. I'm like, you don't know Bruce.
I liked when Bruce walked out in his jocks, though. You know what I mean? I was like, oh god damn it, they left Bruce. How come Batman? I wanted another Batgate.
Oh my god.
Didn't cheat him at all.
He had boxers on.
Oh, do you expect him to be a briefs kind of guy?
I expected him to go free. You know what I mean?
Your briefs. Well, he's not in his bat suit, so I mean.
Yeah, you'd think Bruce Wayne was a Free Willy kind of guy.
Well, he is in Batman Damned at least.
Yeah, right. So why the boxers?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really, really cold down in the Batcave. I don't know. Whatever. Regardless of what you think of the movie, I will say this: the dialogue for Dr. Manhattan. Every time I read it, I hear Billy Crudup's voice from the movie. I think Jeff Johns has got the dialogue for Dr. Manhattan down pat, and that's probably the best part of this book, which infuriates me because it's all about Dr. Manhattan. So why we're getting it now, as opposed to all the other stuff, And what's happened to Marinette and the mime and all that? They've just kind of disappeared off the track. It's just really, I don't know. It's the pacing of it. It is ludicrous. And just to give you some idea, number 10, which was slated to ship in March, is actually going to ship on April the 10th, with making number 11 due out in May. So somewhere along the line, we're going to get one. So allegedly, we're going to get the next 3 monthly. We'll see. And any other comments for the Doomsday Clock before we move on?
No.
Okay, anything together.
Yeah, wind it up.
Yeah, I know.
Finish that shit, will you?
Sure.
Cool. Right. All right. So we're going to move on to another book that's currently out on the racks. This is Tracy's choice, and as much as that, Tracy, what's this book called?
Female Furies.
Furies. What is it?
I would call it Furies. You seem to think it's going to be 30s, but it's Furies.
Bless you, cotton socks.
33
All right, okay.
and a third. Top of the morning to you. Anything else?
Nope, not right now. Guinness?
You want a pint of Guinness?
There you go. That doesn't sound as much fun. All right, okay. So this is written by Cecil Castellucci, with art by Adriana Mello, colours by Hi-Fi, and letters by Carlos M. Manguel. I think I should get a round of applause for getting all those bang on right. First time I've ever done that. Yay, woo, check me out. See, Tracy, this is your book, so we're going to have to start with you again. Sorry.
This book, I was very enticed by the first book when it came out. And it's an extremely heavy story. These are, Darkseid's female forces that want to be getting into as much respect as they can, where the male-dominated kick-ass team is going off. Their leader of this female force of Furies, has been sent to have special training with the head of the male counterparts. And unfortunately, he's taken advantage of her in many ways. But nobody believes her. And the women are, being told you have to be stronger, better, faster, all of those things. And it's really an interesting read. For me, it's something I wouldn't have normally, jumped on, because I'm not into the political side of things, as you all know. But it's beautifully written in what's happening. The power in the script, in just describing how isolating this situation can be for anybody when they're being taken advantage of, and when they are told, no, you have to continue doing this for the, for the good of your team, for the good of everybody else, when it's actually somebody's trying to manipulate her. So, it's a heavy book, but I loved it. The artwork was great. It wasn't phenomenal, but it was great. Again, it's a bit heavy on the wordiness. Some of the panels are very full on, but I think it's definitely something older readers will look into and want to continue reading to see what happens.
All right. Okay. Freya, what do you think?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Tracy, as you know, from many book reviews about the political books that some people have picked, which we will not name.
No.
Are you sure?
And
Johnny, tell us, what did you think?
What did I think? Right. Okay. There is an important message in the book, and whether it's planned as a metaphor for a particular real life event or a more opinion piece, I'm not sure. The problem for me is that the message is so heavy-handed that it becomes a bit of a lecture. And actually, who goes to a lecture just for fun?
Yeah.
You see what I'm getting at?
Oh, completely.
Coupled with the fact that the location itself doesn't really help tell this type of story. They're on Apocalypse, where nasty things happen.
yeah,
Granny Goodness isn't known for being nice, so from a character point of view rather than a gender point of view, complaining that something bad happened to you in the thing that's practically hell seems bonkers to me. It doesn't seem logical. It's like being sent to hell and complaining that it's too hot. You know what I'm getting at? So this story, whilst it has an important message, I think it's better served with potentially with a different character. I think the Furies have a kind of like a hardcore fan base that kind of love them. Like people also like Legion of Superheroes and stuff like that. So with these being lower tier characters, who's actually going to pick up on the message, the serious message that's in this book? Not that many people. And when it's done so heavy-handed, it turns a lot of people off. See what I'm getting at from my point of view?
Oh, I agree with you completely in that sense as well. It's not the easiest thing to read.
Yeah,
That's why I'm saying it's most definitely an adult book. It's not something that you're going to say, hey, I'm not going to send it to my niece, in America.
No, I get that, but I just think if this was with, I don't know,
anybody else.
So the Furies are subjugated from the get-go. That's part of what they do. They're trained to be fighters and they're trained to be strong, and it's an awful place to live and all that sort of stuff. So really, the kind of emotional response that you want to generate in the reader falls flat. Now, if it was Barbara Gordon getting touched up in her workplace, then people would be like, whoa, that would make the message stronger.
But do you not think, and again, this is just me and my personal opinion, people would be infuriated if Batgirl was, sexually assaulted by somebody else. Because she's Batgirl.
Yeah.
Right? These women, again, the storyline, they're meant to be where they are. Does that not make it a stronger message?
I think the message is lost on the fact that what are they hoping to achieve? No matter what these girls go through as part of this story, Apocalypse isn't going to change. Darkseid's not going to change. Granny Goodness isn't going to change. It'll still be a hellhole afterwards. Whereas at least Batgirl, she can be reaffirmed in her strength of character, or Barbara Gordon could be reaffirmed in her strength of character and do something about it, which has more relevance in the world where women and guys face levels of harassment, where they can actually see that, things can work out. There is no positive conclusion for the characters in this book because they're on Apocalypse. There is no peace in Apocalypse. It's a hell planet. That's what it's supposed to be. Complaining about what's happening to a character in hell, it's not going to change. Hell's hell. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Can I talk about? Can I talk Satan? It's a little too warm in my room, or I don't like the demon poking me with the pitchfork type of thing. It's hell if you're supposed to be punished.
Yeah.
And I had the same issue while reading this. I was like, okay, like I get it, but Apocalypse is Apocalypse. It's hell. Hell is hell. So I'm not shocked that horrible things are happening in hell. Like you could, and excuse me for all the listeners, you could say that some of the characters were pedophiles, and I wouldn't be shocked or anything like that. I'd be like, yeah, well, it's hell, and they're all shitty.
But you know what? That's a really good point. Yeah.
Like it would not shock me, and the whole thing of like, oh, she's shocked that Darkseid doesn't believe her. I'm like, he's a dick. Of course, he probably knows exactly. Let's be real. He knows exactly what's going on. He just doesn't give a shit. Like it's his world. He knows everything that's going on. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about anybody except for himself. Like realistically, and that's the same with everyone else. Granny doesn't care about anyone else besides herself, and it's just how it is in that world. And it's always been like that in that world. So I agree with Johnny. The story would have been better if it was on a different planet. It could have been on any other planet, and it would have been better. But because it's Apocalypse, it doesn't hit home as well as it could have. And with the Batgirl thing, they kind of did something similar back in the day with Nightwing. Yeah. Didn't he get raped?
He did. Yeah.
He kind of did something with that, and that's still a really like shocking thing that happened in his history, like comic book history. And I think he even raped somebody or whatever. That whole thing, like they did some shocking stuff with that type of, and and because it was Dick Grayson that was happening to it stuck more, and that's why they should have. It's a good message, but it not executed properly or in the right place, And that's my whole thought about this. And I don't know. I don't remember. Also, I don't know. Some of the characters felt like they weren't themselves. Does that make sense? Like some of the characters felt
Barda
like
didn't seem like Barda.
Yeah, I feel like I was reading fan fiction. Like, why is she being such a bitch?
Yes. I think you both make great points, and it's
both sides of the coin, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
yeah, it is. It isn't. Do you know where this would have worked better? Green Lantern Corps with a new recruit. That would have worked better, because then you've got that whole authority figure, someone shouting out against that authority, and moving on from that point of view. It would have worked better there. And if it had been done then, where we know there's an ideal world, rather than Apocalypse being like the hell that it is, it would have worked a bit better. The comments about the art, I think, are bang on. I think it was okay. Yeah. They seem to fluctuate between solid emotional aspects and to caricature too often.
There was a lot of caricature type imagery.
It was kind of like, I've got a really strong emotion, so I'm going to draw it like a cartoon face. I'm like, oh, great. So again, you're negating the message that you're trying to get across. But it's an interesting book to discuss, especially between the three of us, because it does raise some really strong feelings.
I think it's again, as I've said at the time, I don't do politics in comics. It's not my jam. But I just felt when I read the first one, I didn't really know what they were going to do with it. And then I was like, Jesus, like, yeah, it's a hell world. Everybody knows Apocalypse is hell. Well, some people live in that world. And that's just, again, that's my opinion. But you respect that, and I appreciate that, and I respect your opinion. And whatever people think of when they read this comic, just please remember to be respectful and mindful of other people, because there are people who will find this a trigger, and there are people who will find this something that they can connect with and understand. So just everybody out there who's listening, just please be respectful to other people's opinions when it comes to it, the way we are here.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
go on.
Go, Johnny.
No, it's fine. You go. It's fine.
We love you, Johnny.
Mhm.
I was just gonna say, I don't know. I usually say this just because it's not something for me. It's definitely it might be something for someone else, and so that's how it is with everything. Like I don't like certain drinks, and other people love them, and art's subjective, and so are stories. So if someone loves this, that's fine. They're not hurting you with their love for a comic book. Like it's fine, you know. And that's what makes everyone unique and the world a beautiful place, because if we all like the same thing, it would be really boring.
True that. On a side note, if you are someone who's picked up this book and there is a resonance with some of the things that are going on with the characters, and you feel that you need to tell someone, see someone, talk to someone, make sure you get heard so that you get your case. Do not let it go by as an idea of it's okay just to be harassed or used and abused. Everyone has worth. So make sure that if it's happening at work, tell your supervisor. If it is your supervisor, tell HR. You will find that people will stand by you. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow, I got all serious there. Wow, who'd have thought
Yeah.
I could say something serious like that?
Who knew you had a heart?
Oh, funny. Yeah, I'll just say one thing because I've actually quick little share, but I'll be I'll be vague. So I had things going on for 5 years of my life, and I did not seek counseling until much later than I should have. And it's so much better when you seek counseling, and it's not anything to be embarrassed about. So, with that said, yeah, I agree. So.
Excellent. All right. Okay. So, next book, Freya called Justice League Dark, written by James Tynion IV, with art by Alvaro Martinez and Miguel Mendonica, with ink by Raul. I was doing so well. Raul even, Fernandez, and Mendonica. Again, I assume it's the same artist. Colorist by Brad Anderson. Obviously, he must have done this in the gap between the Doomsday Clocks, and letters by Rob Lee. Freya, it's your call. Take it away.
All right. So, Justice League Dark. I was excited when it came out originally. Well, when it was announced, I was going to come back, I should say. And I found out Wonder Woman was going to be in it, and I still don't know why she's here. she's still that puzzle piece that actually belongs to a different puzzle, and you're just trying to force it to fit. She doesn't work. And I know that they put her in because they didn't think that this would stand on its own, most likely, and they needed one of the Trinity in it because everything needs a Trinity member in it. So I feel like she's kind of dragging the story down, to be perfectly honest. And the whole thing, I like the whole I actually like Dr. Fate being villain and the Lords of Order and that whole thing. I really am enjoying the storyline. It's just like I said, Wonder Woman's just making it kind of not fit right. Like this whole issue is one of my favorites because she's not there. Granted, Zatanna's missing too, which kind of
Sucks.
felt off. But Blue Devil's there, and I like the artwork was great. I loved Dr. Fate's mask melting. I like that look. It's all pretty amazing. And it's kind of like the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse type of thing, and I'm really much enjoying it. And I can't wait for the Lords of Chaos to show up. But it, like I said, I'm really enjoying this. The artwork's been really good. Some of the inking's been iffy in places. But other than that, like I've been enjoying it. At least recently. The issues before this were kind of weird, but now that it's actually picking up pace, I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to the next issue. I love seeing Entrigan. I can never say his name properly, but I'll just blame it on being American, I guess.
Etrigan. It rhymes with man, so it's Gan. Etrigan.
Gan. Yeah. So like I like all the characters except Wonder Woman. Seriously, guys, just have her leave on a hiatus and just make it permanent. This would be perfect. But Constantine, because Zatanna's in charge. You know?
Yeah,
That's
yes.
perfect.
Old school.
Yeah.
So, Justice League Dark's one of your books also, Tracy. I know you love your
Yes.
you love your mysticism. So, what your thoughts on this
Everything
book?
Freya said.
Really? That was sweet.
I love Wonder Woman. Everybody knows this. I do not understand why she's still in this book. I don't know why they put her in it in the first place. She's not needed. These little side panels, because they're on their side job, throwing it in. Nothing to do with what's happening with the rest of the team. Stop it. The artwork, loved it. That's that second page in the variant cover with like Swamp Thing and it's all over and Zatanna on top, and it's like, oh yes. I enjoyed the little bit of backstory at the start, and the use of the mask to frame the panels. I thought that was really intelligent. It was a really good choice. And I can't wait for the next one. I love this series so far, except for the bit having Wonder Woman in it. But other than that, everything about it makes me happy. But then, and then we get like backwards magic, and then we get rhyming demons,
We've always had rhyming demons.
That's what I'm saying, like all in one bit place. All the things, all the silly, eccentricities that I love about the comics that I read.
All right, okay.
Are all in Justice League Dark. Like, it's like, yes, lad.
And Wonder Woman.
But I don't like her in it.
Yeah, I've got to say, I thought, I kind of agree with you, but I think at least Wonder Woman in this book, or this issue, is starting to show why she's there. She's the link between the magic world and the gods. So it makes a modicum of sense that you have someone who can theoretically walk both. I agree. Zatanna's been on the sidelines way too long, which sucks because she's one of the main characters that you buy this book for. I also agree that the book is suffering from some sort of pace issue that afflicts many other books. And I've got to be honest, hands up, who is sick and tired of hearing about the bloody source wall? Is it just me? It's like, I've stubbed my toe. That's because of the source wall energies. All right, okay. I've burnt my burger. That's because the source wall is turning heat and turning into. Oh man, stop it with the source wall already. It's like every other thing. It's bonkers, honestly.
Seriously nuts.
I get it. The source wall's collapsing, but it's not all about. Surely there's got to be something else out there. I like it when Naboo goes. It goes. I was going to say batshit crazy, but I like it when Naboo goes batshit crazy, and you realise that he's kind of his
normal, like all the rest of us.
Yeah. He's kind of like his cause, his addiction to order, is the same as Bruce's for justice, but without a human side. So just go for it, boof.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a gang of Dr. Fates rocking around. That's pretty cool.
A gang of Dr. Fates.
Yeah, a gang of Dr.
To
Fates.
make it like, is it like what was that years ago? What was it? That musical, and they go down and they're clicking their fingers and they've got the flip lights.
Oh, West Side Story.
West Side Story, yeah, it's like that.
we've got a fate full of fates. That's what we've got.
Fateful of fates.
They start doing pirouettes and like.
Yeah.
No, the guy. What's it called? What's the name of the? Oh God, I've totally forgotten. The guy with the one that has the lovely. He's got the. So there's the hat. There's the, I can't think of the word now. I'm having a blonde moment.
Are we talking about Naboo and his?
Yeah.
So you've got So you've got the hat, you've got the cape, you've got the belt.
Yeah, the cape. I love the cape. The cape is the one doing the pirouettes.
I have a quick question for you. Do you think, even though we've seen Etrigan be split from Jason Blood previously, hashtag go and watch the Justice League Dark cartoon, do you think
do it twice.
do you think James Tynion did it because he hates writing rhyme, as it may take up all his time?
Look at you, you're a poet and you didn't know it.
I did know it because I wrote it down like about an hour ago. I guess trying to write in rhyme's got to be hard. So I tell you what, save myself some time. I'll get rid of Etrigan and poof, done. Yes? No? What do you think?
I don't know.
The only other thing that I'd like to see in this book, keep Wonder Woman. See, you say about Wonder Woman not being suitable for the team. Man-Bat is not suitable for the team.
Leave him alone. He's trying his best.
I don't know. No.
But he is like.
But no. Saying Wonder Woman isn't.
That's in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but Wonder Woman's Wonder Woman, okay? She comes with a bit of oomph. He's trying.
Anyway.
Pay for
Anyway, I'd like to see the Grey Man turn up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, hey, go back.
Just open the door and walk in and be like, "Hi, guys, am I late?"
Well, the thing is, if you go back to Justice League back when it was J.M. DeMatteis and Keith Giffen, Naboo and the Grey Man went pretty much toe to toe.
Hand in hand, yeah.
Yeah, so like, I think the Grey Man, with all this source wall affecting magic for some reason, why isn't he around? Could he be a force of chaos? I don't know. Bring him up. That's what I said.
Yeah, we don't know.
Right. Okay. Justice League Dark. It's a team split of that one. Okay.
It always has been, though. Let's be honest.
To be fair, it is running the risk of being the only Justice League book I buy, because I've already knocked Odyssey on the head, and if League doesn't start getting better soon, that'll be going the distance.
Oh.
Right. The Batman Who Laughs, The Grim Knight, one shot, written by Scott Snyder, James Tynion, art by Eduardo Risso, colours by the always fantastic Dave Stewart, and letters by Sal Cipriano. Check me out. All right. Freya, do you want to take this?
Sure. First of all, can I just say I love both the covers. They're like the most beautiful things. I want them on my wall. I want them framed. They're beautiful. Anyway, okay. Positive notes. Done. No.
Bring on the ass kicking.
Okay. First of all, this just gave me, what was it, year one Batman flashbacks. So he just didn't say I'm the goddamn Batman every panel. That's what it reminded me of the entire time. I mean, Kid Bruce killing the guy who killed his parents is pretty fantastic. The artwork, I don't know whether I hate it or if I like it. Something tells me I hate it more, though, because Bruce Wayne kind of looked like Detective Chimp in the first page. Second page? Yeah. His face was off.
His face is off in a lot of the panels.
Yeah.
Like, really square jaw, man.
Kyle, he used to be a little pudgy because he's a kid. And it's just the Batman who laughs, he's like, his saliva's everywhere, and I don't remember him having, saliva issues in any of the other books. Mm-hmm. But no, I don't know. It's just this whole thing, the artwork is just not constant, and it's off, and I don't know what they were thinking, like with the weapons in page 4 or 5, and some of them are just pure white, and like it. I don't know. There's so much wrong with it that it bothers. I don't even know what to say. Alfred's hair. Wait, no, I thought there was a guy that was Alfred because he looked like Alfred, but it wasn't Alfred. It was just some other butler, and then I don't know what's going. And then I don't know. Everything was off. Gordon's hands were off. I mean, the backgrounds were great. They were fantastic. But sometimes it was very detailed, but then when it was oddly not detailed at the same time. And I think that's what my main issue is with this. Is just where they decide to be very, very, detailed is bizarre. Well, I guess it kind of fits. Like the blood is just beautiful looking in the panels, but then the people's faces look awful. And then Bruce looks like he's been on roids, but then he doesn't look like he's on roids. And Alfred kind of looks like Dr. Eggman from Sonic the Hedgehog. And
Oh my god.
OMG! Oh, that tickled me. Oh my god, that's so true.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if I can't. I don't have no words really to describe how much this book is just. It's killed brain cells. I feel.
Okay. The Grim Knight kills brain cells quicker than a vat full of Budweiser. There you go. Tracy.
Oh, Freya, you hit the nail on the head, woman. Like Freya, I loved the two covers. The second one more so than the front, or than the first. I thought it was beautiful. The colors, the penciling and inking on it was beautiful. Then Chubby Batman and his weird need of gratification, strange. You know, Batman's always watching, and it's like the kid and their dad and the mother walking down the alleyway, and someone tries to mug them, and the mugger gets shot, and the kid cries, and the dad is like, "It's okay, thank Batman." I was like, "Oh God, no!" The storyline is ridiculous. There's no flow to it whatsoever. Again, doing these 9-panel pages for no reason, it doesn't sit right, because then you go from dark to, oddities. Freya said it much more eloquently than I have. It's just off. Everything about it is off. Like, there's a panel where he's kicking a tree, and then the tree breaks, and it's like his leg. It looks like this long sausage. It doesn't even look like a trainer on his foot, and it's like, oh. So it really annoyed me, and it took me a long time to read it, because it was just so shit that every time I was going, "You can't be serious, lads," and that's what I think.
All right, okay. So we'll give some credit where credit's due. The main cover is by Jock, who has been working with Scott Snyder for ages. The variant cover is by Gabrielle Del Otto. There you go. Check them out. Okay. I have no idea why, after the debacle of all those bloody Dark Batman books last year or the year before as part of Metals, why we have to go back and do the same again. It's like, really? This time we get to see Snyder's version, that's Snyder's and Tynion's version of Asbats. And as soon as I saw the guns, I put this book down. I do not want to read about a gun-toting vigilante. So Bat Punisher Man is a big miss for me. I didn't even get that far. I was like,
Punisher Man.
I'm done. It's like Batman. We had this conversation last time we were on the air. Batman doesn't carry guns. And if you want to write a story about a dude that carries guns, you can call it whatever you like, but it's not Batman. So, well done. I don't know if Scott Snyder's thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, Year Zero is my version of Year One, so I'm going to, perverse the existing Year One story with this. But I don't know what it is. I don't know why people feel the need to go back over and just keep doing the same shit. The Dark Batman didn't work when in the middle of Metals for the large part, and now we've got another one. It's, you know what? They could bring out a range of Dark Metal, Dark Batman books, and it could all be tied up, and it could have a major impact on the DC universe and all that stuff, and I wouldn't buy a single one of these. I am done. My Batman is Bruce Wayne. It's Bruce Wayne, whose parents were killed in an alley, who then went off and trained his mind and his body, and that's who Batman is. Not a gun-tooting dude who thinks it's all right to shoot people.
Why don't we just do, doesn't Bat Zorro have guns, or is that someone else? I can't remember.
Who?
Why don't we just have him, do a comic on him if we want a Batman with guns,
Freya's right. Last time we talked about this, Freya said correctly that Batman used to carry guns. And she's absolutely bang on right. But there was a reason why he stopped carrying guns. And there was a reason why he stopped killing people. And that rings true to the character he is now. If you want him to change and you want him to start killing people, fine. Knock yourselves out. But that's not Batman.
Yeah, well, that's why I said just do Batzaro.
Yeah,
So,
totally. I can't believe it. We've agreed twice in
I
2
know,
pods.
right?
Bloody hell, what's going on there?
Bizarro World book. That would be fun with like Bizarro and
Yeah.
I don't remember what Bizarro Wonder Woman is, but that would be fun. I'd read that.
I'd read that. But I'd read
Or
anything with Bizarro.
Oh
I don't mind how bad it is. I'll just still read it because I love him.
So do you think Bizarro's going to save Doomsday Clock?
God.
No, but
Probably Batman would just show up,
yeah.
save everyone.
Or maybe they could really blow our minds and let the Doomsday Clock explode.
Everyone dies.
And then just end it with a blank page where everybody's dead.
Bring back Mexelplick. That's all I'm saying. All right. Okay. So it's been a rough week. If you are a fan of People in Green, as recently the last issue of Green Arrow 50 hit the racks. On the same week, it was announced that CW show Arrow next season will be a 10-episode season 8 before Oliver Queen rides off to sunset. Freya, have you been a big Green Arrow reader over the last 50 issues?
I've been reading it off and on, not exclusively because the artwork kind of bothers me. So other than that, like I love Green Arrow, but the artwork gets to me sometimes, so I haven't really been keeping up that much. But I did read this issue.
What did you think?
And besides Canary's face issues throughout the horrible. I'll save that for later. I kind of liked it. It was a bit wordy. Like, I don't know. I'm more of a, you don't need to shove a ton of panels at me full of like a novel to, portray what the character is. That's why this is a comic book. You can use pictures to, describe what's going on. Like him being pissy with John Jones could have been. Well, first of all, that whole panel with his eyes popping out was hilarious. And, like the whole thing at the very end was funny because of his facial features. But like it could have been better. But then he goes into like this long monologue about like, oh, so now I see how we're not really friends. He kind of seemed like a pissed off ex-girlfriend. Like, oh, so you never loved me, did you? You're like, no, not anymore. You're a psycho. You never loved me. Like, Green Arrow, grow up. I mean, obviously at the very end, it really is something. So John does appreciate him as a person, like a friend. But like, I didn't need the monologue at the very end. It would have been better if just like got pissed off. Then he changed it to his suit and just chucked the box away and walked away. I don't need a damn monologue about. Well, I'm done. I'm gonna throw a fit now. Like I don't.
Yeah. Swoon.
Well, that's part of Oliver Queen's charm, isn't it? That he takes, at least in the comic books, that he takes the wrong end of the stick most times. Let's give this book some context then, because when it was announced it was coming to an end, Twitter went nuts. It was like, "Oh, are they going to get married? Are they going to fight and break up? Is she pregnant?" There was a whole host of different things going on. With the amount of rumors that were going around the Twitterverse, Frey, were you disappointed in the conclusion of the book?
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Black Canary did not really act like Black Canary too much in this book.
Yeah.
Not entirely. I don't know what's been going on, but a lot of characters in some of the comics that DC's been putting out, they haven't been acting like each other. Like, I've been feeling like I've wandered into like fan fiction territory. Characters don't act like themselves. It's the most bizarre thing that their personalities all of a sudden are like, whoop, whatever, I'm going to be a completely different person now. No one's going to question why I'm acting like this. And the whole little switcheroo thing, like, you didn't trust me enough to do this. And then she blows up the freaking house. I'm like, yeah, well, now he has a reason why he didn't trust you, psycho. I would blow up your house. Like, come on. It just, and then she does it again, and it's bothers. But No, she actually turned into herself again at the very end.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it felt weird. It felt like she wasn't the same person that she was person. Her face frustrates me. I mean, it's every time. Her face has
Yeah, don't get me started. I'm with you on this every time.
It's bad.
I'm gonna cut the writing a little bit of a slack because the guys that are on this, it's Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. The art in this book is by Javi Fernandez with colours by John Callis, letters are by And World Design. The guys that were writing this book were originally signed on for a longer period of time, and then they got the rug pulled out from under them. So I'm going to give them a little bit of leeway if they're trying to compress a number of story points into one issue. And yeah, it's an extra-sized issue, but still, you're right. There is a level of compression going on there. Tracy, have you been keeping up with the Emerald Archer, or
No.
Is this a book that kind of?
No, it's not really something that I've been reading. Like if it's in reviewing, obviously I'll read up to make sure. But to jump in at the very last comic and to be felt cheated, it says a lot. Because God love anybody who's an actual fan. Because it really felt like such a cop-out the way it ended. You know, and again, everything that Freya said, the crazy ex-girlfriend, the crazy ex-boyfriend, they were both there, you know. You didn't love me, I didn't love you. You didn't love me, I didn't love you. I'm going to blow up your house now. Ha ha! I'm going to run away with your stuff. Ha ha! It's just petulant and stupid and just downright ridiculous. And it's like, it's offensive to the actual people who love this comic book that they were just so half-assed.
Okay. Note to everybody, never break up with Tracy. She's going to run off with your stuff.
I don't want anybody's stuff. I have my own. Thank you very much.
I've got a really good Wonder Woman comic. Just saying.
Don't care. Don't care.
Okay, cool. You make a really
I know
bad...
Mrs. H. I'll just ask her for it.
Yeah. That would probably work. You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, I would say me and Mrs. H are getting very well.
I don't doubt it. Right, so yeah, I was collecting this book when it first hit Rebirth, and I quite liked it. It was the art was a little bit not house style, which is the kind of thing I kind of liked about it. It was a bit quirky. When the Birds of Prey team took over this book, I stopped reading because everyone knows how much I love Birds of Prey, at least this version of it. So I've been kind of keeping, like Freya, I've been kind of keeping an eye on it since the new guys came on. And I'm kind of all right. It was kind of okay. I would have thought that this book is getting the shaft, as it were, to make way for another Black Canary thing, especially with the Harley Quinn movie coming out. The story, it was bonkers. It was like, you're absolutely right, too many personalities within two characters. You know, like you say, both of them had some sort of crazy sort of spell and just weren't themselves, as you say. Freya's right, the faces of Canary were awful. But Fernandez does draw some good Arrow panels, so you kind of take the rough with the smooth. I would say right now the draw for this book is probably Canary over Arrow. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So, which is odd because Canary's had a few runs of her own book and they don't seem to do very well. I don't know if it's like a creative team thing or what, but if they could get somebody really good to write a Canary book with some really gorgeous looking art, then I'm sure it would fly off the shelves. Arrow, the TV show, did either of you two watch it?
I watched the first series and then an odd few.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, there's only so many times that I can watch him like do pull-ups without a shirt on before I go, yeah, I'm bored. I need a storyline.
I was the same. That's why I stopped watching it, because I wasn't watching it for the story. I was watching it for him to take his top off. And then it's like,
You can watch porn for free as well.
Like, I just screenshot a picture of him with no top on and it's there.
So if I said that about a girl, I'd get absolutely lynched.
I
Look,
wanted to watch.
We're equal opportunity perverts, okay?
Okay, cool. We're on the fishnets. Right. Well, I will say that I have been a fan since episode 1. He hasn't taken his top off for quite a number of episodes now, so, you know. I think the show was probably... The problem with the show is that it hit its mark early doors. It hit the season 2, season 3 were probably the best out of the seasons. And when the 5 years that he spent on the island caught up with the present time, that's when they should have stopped it, because they lost a key part of that episode. So for those that kind of watched it, you know what I'm talking about. For the first 5 seasons, something would go on. It would remind them of a time back on the island or in China or in Russia or wherever it was. When those two timelines intersected at the end of season 5, they had nowhere else to go, and then they made it more an ensemble show. And as Freya has kind of pointed out, the main draw of Arrow is the fact that it's Arrow, right? You know, you don't, so you kind of, the more you move away from Oliver and Stephen Amell, who has done a fantastic job in creating publicity for the show. He seems an honest, genuine guy when you see him on cons, and he's raised his charity shirts and all that sort of stuff, of which I own too. It's the strength of and likability of him that makes it watchable. It's kind of like comparing an Avengers movie to a Captain America movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You want to watch Winter Soldier because it's Captain America and there's only a couple of people. Civil War gets a bit bogged down because there's too many people. It's that kind of thing for me. I am sad to see it go, but I think it is due its time. Which is a fair point. I'd rather it go out now rather than overstay its welcome. So,
I mean, they kind of were having an issue with Flash too. At least I was having an issue with Flash. Like, I love the actor who played Barry, and then all of a sudden they start introducing like Kid Flash and Reverse Flash, and just like all of the other Flashes started showing up, and it's just too many good guy character. "Quote unquote" good guy characters, and it just too much, too many people. I was watching The Flash for Barry Allen. Kid Flash is cool and all, but I don't care. I'm watching it for Barry.
And that's a really good point. I think season 1 of The Flash is brilliant. Season 1 is the best season because the whole Harrison Wells thing's such a shock halfway through. And it's really well done. But now with Flash, for me, as much as that's an ensemble piece, the threat level is minimized because at any time he wants, he can go back in time and change something. So it's like, at least Supergirl, they're trying, and these shows are just back on UK TV, by the way, so I'm probably like 2-3 weeks out of it from comparison to Freya. At least in Supergirl, the problem she's facing are emotive. She can't punch them. So, and that kind of negates all her awesome abilities, which makes the show watchable. Yeah. At least for me. But hey ho, there you go. Cool.
Superman has weaknesses because it's no fun watching an unbeatable character beat everyone. You need to introduce weaknesses.
Definitely.
So that, because then there's a chance for him to lose. And that's why a lot of people like Batman, because he's just a dude, a rich guy. Yeah. That's why he's likable.
With loads of toys.
Oh yeah, loads of toys.
And of course, CW's not behind in the game. They've got the Batwoman pilot coming out later this year, which is probably going to lead to a series. So, and
the comic.
Yeah, hope it's better than the comic. Please let it be better than the comic.
Oh, for God's sake, lads.
Please let it be better than the comic. All right, excellent. Tracy, did you watch any of the CW shows or any of the superhero stuff?
I did watch the first 2 or 3 seasons of Flash. I didn't understand why they couldn't have him in the Justice League movie, but that's a whole other thing. Obviously Constantine, and then they cancelled it on me.
Did I read somewhere it's getting redone?
Yes.
CW were doing a Constantine show.
Yes. So that's why I was so happy about. And then obviously the League. God.
Legends
my
of Tomorrow.
brain tonight. I'm sorry.
Doom Patrol.
Legends of Tomorrow. Lucifer.
Legends of Tomorrow. I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons. Well, season and a half of that.
I like it because it's just daft. It's just
That's
daft.
why I enjoyed it. But then it went a bit too daft, and I was like, lads.
But Constantine's in it, so what do you want to do?
Well, that's why I went. I say a half because I went back and watched the episodes he's in.
Alright, okay. Let's say that is it. Half.
Yeah. Well, I love him.
Fair weather fan.
I'm a fan of a certain thing.
Indeed. Now, if
I don't try
Constantine,
and
if Constantine was taking his shirt off to do the pull-ups, would you be watching that every week?
No.
I think
That's
you
a
lie.
lie.
I think that's a lie.
Lie.
All right. Lie. Excellent. Okay. Thanks, everyone, for another great episode. Appreciate the thoughts and the time taking to go through the books, some good, some bad. Don't forget to check out the UCPN for all your other favourite shows, including Tracy's fantastic TDC2.
Yeah, the dynamic convergence, baby. Yes.
I think you're going to be talking about the best supervillains in comicdom. Is that the next one?
Yeah, this month's episode is going to be all about the big bad guys. That's not literally meaning stature. It's the ones that we feel are the biggest and the baddest.
DC editorial is going to be my shout for that. I'm only kidding. Love you guys, really. And of course, other shows including, is it Sidewise Scrollers? Is that what it's called? Freya?
Oh, side scrollers?
Side Scrollers, there you go. For gaming action. And of course, OTP, Outside the Panels for all your interview fans. All right,
And
okay.
Nerds and Words, I'm on that too.
There you go. Any more? For any more?
Who
No
else
Price
is good?
Podcast.
Don't forget Toyverse, all the other things that are coming on. Just go and have a look. There's something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
What she said.
That's
See ya.
what I said. Rawr.